Well, the Human Rights Commission is investigating this week's incident at the Boulders Shopping Centre in Midrand. The Commission's Gauteng Manager Buang Jones joins me now to discuss this matter further. Buang, thanks a lot for joining us this morning. We do believe that you had that meeting between Thando Mahlangu as well as the Ndebele royal household. What transpired during that meeting?
Well, because kings and chiefs are the custodians of our African culture, the Commission deemed it appropriate to meet with Nkosi Mahlangu of the Ndebele to discuss this matter and to obtain their input on how this affected them. We were able to garner their views. The Nkosi was of the view that the Commission should amplify awareness about cultural rights, should promote the culture of human rights amongst all South Africans. Because if you look at our constitution, the preamble, to be specific, it enjoins or requires all of us to unite in our diversity, noting that we are a pluralistic society.
You know, as you're speaking about how we need to be able to have awareness, on the other side of it, we need to be able to administer justice, and that's also something that's come out from the Ndebele household. So in that sense, what is the appropriate recourse for Thando Mahlangu?
Well, there are a number of remedies that Mr. Mahlangu can explore. This includes approaching the Equality Court to vindicate his rights. There's a prima facie violation of the right to equality, Section 9, subsection 3 of the Bill of Rights. There's also a prima facie violation of his right to human dignity, right to culture, Section 15, Section 30, and Section 31 of the Constitution. So there are a number of options for him. The Commission has a broad mandate. We have initiated our own investigation into this matter, but we have also indicated that we'll be keen to facilitate an amicable settlement between Mr. Mahlangu and Mr. Maponyane and redefine properties. Should Mr. Mahlangu wish to take this matter to court, we are also keen to provide legal assistance. We are going to meet with Redefine Properties on Monday to also see if you can facilitate a settlement, because we have a mandate to promote the culture of human rights. We have to assist organizations such as Redefine Properties in reviewing their policies, in assisting them in training their staff to ensure that they mainstream human rights in their policy making, in how they treat customers.
Buang, what would be the appropriate settlement for a case such as this one?
Well, it all depends on Mr. Mahlangu. It is unfortunate that we could not meet with him yesterday, as he's currently undergoing counseling. We would have liked to explore with him the appropriate relief he would seek. But in terms of securing an appropriate redress, we would advise him to either seek appropriate redress in the Equality Court. Secondly, would advise him to would ascertain or check if he's agreeable to a mediated solution of the matter. If he's amenable to it, then the Commission would then be in a position to facilitate an amicable settlement of the dispute. So those are the two options available to Mr. Mahlangu. But we are looking at broader issues on how we can amplify awareness about cultural rights. We are hoping to collaborate with the CRL Rights Commission, which is empowered in terms of Section 181 to look into issues of cultural rights and issues affecting cultural communities. And the Ndebele nation has, for the most part of our history, been marginalized, and we see this as an opportunity to educate South Africans. We see this as an opportunity to promote tolerance amongst the different nations and ethnic groups in South Africa.
Very quickly, before we let you go, how far are you in the investigation? Because we had the shopping centre allegedly say that they had patrons as well as some of their shoppers were actually they received complaints from some of their shoppers regarding the way that Thando Mahlangu was dressed. Is that the case? How far are we in concluding that investigation?
Well, we've heard about these claims and can only confirm them after we meet with the centre management. And our meeting will take place on Monday at 12 midday. We will seek to verify some of this or the correctness of some of these claims. But we are hopeful that we'll be able to assist them in finding a solution, because business and human rights is something that also falls within our purview as the national human rights body in South Africa.